3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is the epilogue of The Long Night, our crossover campaign. I'm Henry, and I've been playing Oliver Master first. And I've also been playing. I've been playing Umar. I've been playing Umar. He's a Twi'lek.
All the time.
You might remember him.
Dealing with this on a constant basis in a game.
But previously,
This is what my voice in the head sounds like.
What previously?
But previously.
Previous, please.
At the same time.
But previously.
Against all odds, our heroes, united from far and wide, came together to overcome the mighty tyrant. Ibethane, Tholme, Nine, and the rest of their party can sleep easy knowing that the Navintian Empire will not be under attack from the terrible forces from the Winter Realms. Meanwhile, Oliver Richmond III finally wrapped his arms around his sister, promising never to let her get into the wrong hands ever again. The last of Skoll were silenced in an encounter that also took the life of the beloved Harris, after returning from his extended absence where he reconnected with his lost faith. Finally, after the long night that pushed our heroes' strength and willpower to their absolute limit, their combined journey came to an end as they parted back to whence they came. In this epilogue, we finish one story, connect the dots of another, and begin one new journey into a bright future.
So as the three of you come back into, back through the portal, you come once again into the big, scary ice castle place that Connor's previously described.
Dead dragon still there.
Yeah, dead dragon's still there. He's got He's got a boot-shaped hole in his forehead.
An empty hand.
I miss him already.
Various sort of like dragon monstrosities dead around the place. All that jazz. Probably,
This must be a
probably
fucking
some
nightmare for
Probably
me.
some dead policemen.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't take them back through, did
Should
they?
we
they
just
did.
we'll hop those bodies back through the portal?
Just a lot.
Can you imagine they're carrying the mirror on the other side somewhere and some bodies fucking flying out of it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say Daveth and Freena. Got her name written down. Probably do a bit of cleanup. In terms of the people that don't belong to this world, they do just chuck them back through the portal.
I was going to say, Byron's on one knee. Nat faints as a body comes flying through it. I'm just like, oh my god.
It's got to be like hammer throw. Like you turn around and just like lop them through.
Yeah, actually, it's probably Fenrir and Daveth that sort that out. Meanwhile, Freena will be. She'll turn around and say, she'll kind of like give a quick salute to you guys and be like, back down in a bit. And while you guys are all cleaning up, she comes back down with a big, long sheet of parchment and she begins to sort of like draw in blood of dead bodies and stuff like that.
She's an artist.
Various symbols.
Where is this going?
Probably none of you would be able to recognize. But after a while, she's got this very, very long scroll, essentially, with writing.
The original wank bank.
And her and Daveth slowly begin to wrap the mirror up in this, and they'll explain to you this is a scroll of sealing, essentially. It'll stop anything. Should, hopefully, because Daveth will probably say that he doesn't, neither of them really understand this, but they've been taught that this should be able to seal most things. So it'll stop any more danger for now until they can get something a bit better, especially during transport.
Neat.
It would have been really awkward if on the other side they'd been carrying the portal like a plank of wood or something, and we'd thrown a body through it, had gone up and then back through the portal. Just come back.
See, because I don't 100% understand how they work, I imagine it'd go up into the Pokemon world, down, and then into the Star Wars world.
They might just turn around like, what? Is this?
Fred?
But yeah, so then you kind of tidy up. There's not really a lot you can do here. If you explore around, most of the castle's already been explored. And
Tholme pisses on the dragon's corpse.
yeah, of course he does.
I'll join him.
I don't. I really don't.
But yeah,
You're in pain.
Wait a second, I'm having a flashback. We've done this before. In an unrecorded campaign, we've pissed on a dragon corpse. I seem to remember saying something along the lines of, "Who's the dragon now?"
I remember that. That was
Carp's dad.
yeah.
When we
Carp's
saved Carp's dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh fuck yes, no, I remember now. Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wrong Carp, not Carl Carp, old Carp. Listeners don't know who this is.
Is that where you got carp from? Is that where you called carp?
No,
he's
he's Magikarp. No, not Magikarp. Something else. Anything else.
But yeah, so it takes after this, it takes you about a week to travel back to River's Edge.
Can I get my arm healed?
Sadly, not. You're not in. Back at River's Edge, there will be.
Tholme's not wearing his neckerchief that he's got because it's he's got like a neckerchief thing around his waist, like a wee belt thing.
No, yeah.
He's got that.
A neckerchief famously round the waist.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was for a second. No, but
Sash?
yes, was it a sash? And Nine's got her arm up in a sling because of it.
Lovely.
So yeah, on about the third day of your travels back, you part ways with your companions, Frenru, Frina, and Davith. They all
Fuck
say
off! I'm going to the pub.
Well, they decide to head back to the Order stronghold at the capital with the mirror you've got.
Okay.
Which is now, as I say, wrapped in that like sealing runes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of your journey's fairly uneventful. You travel by river on a ship known as the Lux Arbor, which is a merchant vessel which has been requisitioned to carry timber towards River's Edge for the purpose of assisting in rebuilding efforts. The entire time, Davith does warn the captain to keep an eye on Iberthane so he doesn't set the timber on fire.
Aww.
Oh, yes.
So
It'll be fine. There's water everywhere to put it out.
you're kept largely under guard.
Or in shackles.
Water all around, and I'll boil every fucking milliliter of it.
But yeah, on your arrival back to River's Edge, you get no real fanfare. The docks and the rest of the city, by extension, are bustling with construction workers. And the vast majority of whom kind of just ignore you. You arrive at the docks and they start unloading the timber and you just kind of walk down the gangplank.
Fair enough.
Maybe get a glance or two because everyone's just like, I recognise them, but no, they look too tired and bedraggled to be the heroes.
Heroes
of
of River's
Saviors.
Edge.
A week ago, we were heralded the heroes of River's Edge, and everyone was drinking in a pub to our name. And now,
And now, that guy wasn't
Yeah.
he on Fraser?
People move on quite quickly in this
Fame
world.
is a
but
fickle thing.
as the three of you plus Craig slowly walk through the town, you're largely ignored. Maybe one or two people give you like a nod or a oh hi before getting back to whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, you make your way back to sort of your quarters where sort of Nine's office, quote unquote, is. And once
Is it
you're
room 9?
yes. But you go through the front door into what's become kind of almost an impromptu sort of like town hall in the interim. The main square was destroyed, so all those buildings. But this sort of basically what used to be a guardhouse has been turned into your guys' quarters, where most of the rebuilding efforts are centered from. And you're greeted by a familiar face of Mally. Can you all
Roll for shyness.
No, can you roll me a... Been fucking ages since I've ran D&D. Can you roll me an insight check?
Oh fuck, I'm rubbish at.
What's
Oh my god.
insight?
Oh no, I'm good at insight.
Oh, natural one.
Ooh, 16.
Crit fail.
8.
She's
so,
horny.
So Tholme's
Sure,
just a bit tired. Iberthane's a bit like he just like prestidigitations all the dirt off and like slicks back his tentacles on it, whatever is on his head. Does Iberthane have tentacles or like horns type
They're
thing?
like tail.
They're like tail things, yeah.
Earrings
I
polishes
think-
them really quickly.
Yeah, I think the actual technical term is tentacles. You basically just have like hair made of.
Oh, damn it. If only I could billow my coat.
Tendrils doesn't sound as sexual.
Yeah.
Unless you're from Japan.
Yeah. But Nine, you notice that she's, to be frank, shooketh.
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 Shuckle.
She kind of looks up. She's
So
sitting
that's
at
that
the desk and
Elvis
she
song.
goes,
I'm all shooketh.
D&D Elvis. Now be shooketh. You ain't nothing but a hell dog.
A hellhound.
I was going to say, less conversation, a little more action actually still works. Like, I still bet.
100%. Now burn down that house. Oh my god.
Thank you very much.
A little less
I
bonus,
expect
a little
that
more
to be in
action,
season
please.
2.
Oh god.
But yeah, she looks up from the desk that she's kind of sitting at. She's kind of in like the receptionist desk for now, just kind of greeting people as she comes in, filling out some paperwork for like our requisitions of this much timber from this company, blah 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 blah.
Aye.
But she looks up and she kind of sees the three of you come in. She has a moment of like, "Oh, you're back." I don't really know what to say. There's a message waiting for you in your quarters. I think the three of you should probably head upstairs.
Okay.
I mean, we're quite tired.
It's.
Is it a long read?
No.
Okay.
Not. You don't need to read anything at all. Just go. It's quite important. I don't know what's.
It's
about.
it must be one of those hologram things.
They won't.
Maybe it's one of those things from Harry Potter. Like one of those letters that speaks to you. I'm writing a book called Harry Potter.
Everything been well in the restoration?
Yeah.
How's life?
Just been rebuilding.
Does she say everything's fine, and because I got poor insight, I believe it?
Everything's fine, and you or even Nine believes it. It's like everything's it's all rebuilding's going as you'd expect. We've had teams out cleaning up some of the last of the snake people, and that'll probably go on for a while, but they're not attacking anymore at least. But you should probably head upstairs. It's quite important.
Cool.
Well, Thelmy got a 1, so he's like, well, she's obviously not that worried about it, guys. We can probably just leave it off till the morning.
No,
What are we doing with the snake people?
Mostly
burning them
we
probably.
kill them.
I shouldn't have asked! No, it's right, I shouldn't have asked. This is probably a bit dark.
We bring some back alive and test them.
Okay, it's getting darker.
Especially because they used to
Well,
be people from homes.
That's kind of part of why we want to see if there's any way we can reverse it. We don't think there's going to be much chance, but you know, if it happens in future, maybe some way to stop it from happening. It's just normal research. We haven't encountered Yuan Ti in centuries.
Do you want to get a drink with me?
Roll persuasion.
I mean, smooth would not.
21.
She kind of looks up. She's like, later. I'm
good
later.
later.
She refers to she gestures to the pile of paperwork that's like.
Can I burn it?
No.
It's like 3
that'd
foot
be
high. It's just like
so
once I've finished this, sure. I
No,
can,
burn it. Looks like you're free now. She's
I'll,
like, no.
I'll need a break at the end of this, sure.
You'll need a break after what I've got planned.
Okay,
He says in his head.
shall we? Thelmy looks to Nide and goes,
This is
"Upstairs?"
torturous. Let's go away.
Yeah, shall we?
We'll go.
Thelmy rolls stealth and sneaks away.
I
I got a 21.
I'll lean over to Mally and be like, he's a nice, he's a decent guy. He'll come on a bit strong, but he means well. Well, if you need us, we'll be.
Nine, shut up! I got the date.
We'll be. Don't hurt him. If you need us, we'll be getting them. Has anyone else read this message?
It's not so much readable. All 3 of you need to go upstairs.
Oh God! Right. Okay.
Thelmy goes up and gets his rapier out.
Right, Mally. Catch you later. Bios.
Bye, Maui.
Let's.
Bye, Ibethane.
I'm going to have children with her.
She's an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
No, you're not.
Oh my God! Find out.
Horrible mutant children.
Oh my God!
Giants.
They come out and they're halflings. And I was like, what? So yeah, the three of you head upstairs towards room 9, which is where 9's been set up, and you've also been given adjoining rooms.
But they are smaller.
They are smaller.
Thank you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Just because she made it.
Craig's is smaller again, guys. It's cool.
To Thelmy and Iberthane share a room, it's like, I'm going to need the room alone.
Yes, they do.
Oh, do we have... Oh, bunk buddies!
I want to say
beds.
they weren't bunk beds, but now they are.
They made them.
Yes, we have bunk beds.
It's like an elf top, but I got the top bunk and my legs dangling.
You just went outside when you got given the rooms, went to one of the burnt down houses and got some remaining wood and just like used that. So it's just like, I like to imagine it's like part of a door that still has like home sweet on it or something like
Like
that.
a handle
Holding
and
up.
stuff.
Yeah, like
And
a
there's
handle.
definitely 2 single beds that have just been like
Yeah.
welded together with
that's what I'm
fire.
saying. No, you've essentially placed one on top and then built a framework out of pieces of old house to hold them together.
But the first time I showed Thelmy it, I used a spell to make it look really good. And then he came in the next day and went, what the fuck?
I woke up the next day like, where did I wake up?
And then Craig is curled up in the dog bed in the corner.
Craig's got his own room down the hall.
He fucking doesn't.
He
What?
No, he lives in a chest in my footlocker. Wake up every morning, Craig.
Unlock it.
Unofficially, he has his own room, doesn't
I'm
sleep there.
back!
Can we see the message?
Right, yeah. So you walk in through the door, and in kind of the central office is as pretty much as you left it, with the exception of one thing. In the corner, kind of looking out the window across. There's a window that kind of sees across most of the city. Is what you probably wouldn't recognize what race they are. They're about 5 foot tall, completely
Naked.
well, no, wearing nothing.
Congratulations.
Wearing a fairly smart sort of like almost like a waistcoat trimmed with gold.
Okay.
They're as you enter, they turn around and you see their long beaked face and they're completely covered in black feathers.
Oh, can I, as an Aarakocra, can I roll to see whether I know that? Or is it a king?
Or you can all
Kenku,
roll.
Oh fuck, you didn't do good.
Roll.
Animal handling.
No, just roll insight or just straight up intelligence. Just whatever your intelligence modifier is.
I got a 10.
Insight would have been better. 12.
Can I roll nature?
Yeah.
It's the same as
Yeah, I got a 10.
18.
Yeah, Iberthane, you've met a Kenku before.
Ooh.
I think they're bad.
Who are you, Kenku?
Hello. I'm assuming Iberthane told me a 9, yes?
He sounds exactly what I think crows sound like in my head. Oh my god!
For the listeners, Kenku are basically crow people.
They can only repeat words that they've heard, right?
They can only speak in voices that they have heard before, and
That
they can
is-
only repeat those words exactly.
That's really cool.
That's sick.
So he
basi-
heard somebody with this voice say, Iberthane told me a 9.
Hello there.
That is brilliant.
So, Iberthane told me a 9, I assume. All here. You could close the door behind you.
Hello. What is he? Who are you?
I'm
Big
a
chrono.
royal messenger.
What? Right.
I'm here to give you a message. I assumed you would have been told that.
Yes, but we were more expecting like a letter or
Oh, this is private and confidential. To a point. It's for your ears only.
Craig, come in!
I'm afraid he cannot.
Craig, go away!
Shut up, Craig!
Go to your
Very
bed.
well.
Go to your room. Apparently you have one. What's yourself?
So you're saying everything we chose to be bug buddies.
He'll gesture a hand and the door behind you will close. And say, very well. Here we go. And he like cricks his neck a bit.
Fucking here we go.
Sounds like he's going to sing a song for us.
Subjects: Thelmy, trainee 9, and honorary subject Iberthane.
Oh, it's the voice of the person who gave him the message.
For your services to the crown in the defence of Ohmsford, River's Edge, and in the defeat of the abominable threat from deep below, His Imperial Majesty, Lord of the Heavens, Holy Emperor Magnus Julius III, sends his regards and sends an invitation to attend celebrations for the 25th anniversary of his ascension, commencing in just over 2 months' time. Please report to the secondary entrance at the Eastern Gate at 7 a.m. on the 8th day of the second month of next year for your introductions and escort into the palace.
That is fucking brilliant. Can you do that again? Can we like rewind?
Can we write it down?
If I I give you a timestamp, can you get to that bit in the story?
No, genuinely, can you say that again? That actually would be quite useful to you.
Yes, I wasn't listening.
Yes.
We were more like that at Cool Voice.
Tholme gets his diary out
Very well.
and says 8th day of the second month. Tholme's birthday.
Yes,
Can't do it.
I mean,
Oh shit, no, we got a big piss up that day.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm going to try the goat's piss challenge at the pub.
well, that is the message I have for you. As I'm happy to have you noted down. You've been invited to attend, well, the 25th anniversary of the Emperor's Ascension.
Okay.
It's in just over 2 months' time. I highly recommend you go.
Is there a dress code? Is there free booze?
There will be a banquet upon your arrival and celebrations for 2 weeks afterwards.
And
Guys, we have to go.
and how much reward money was it again? So just so I can write it down.
No reward money.
Nice try. That was good. Respect.
But believe me, a personal message from the Emperor himself essentially is very worth going to. It's
Is he good
one of
at
the highest
massages?
honours.
Question, is there a dress code?
There will be for various different functions, but do not worry. Just get there, and have any of you seen the capital before?
No.
I've seen capital letters.
No, we haven't.
He'll look out the window and like, they did warn me.
I've seen capital punishment. Think of more. Help me.
To that he says, "Oh,
You must be everything.
I've heard way too much about you.
but more will become clear upon your arrivals.
What was the date?
The date would be the 8th day of the second month. You would know in character, out of character, you'd know that that's like just over 2 months away.
Okay.
Of the second month, so Fantasy February.
8th day of the second month, so Fantasy February.
Fantasy February.
There is a name for it that I looked up.
Does February have an R before the U?
Alturiac.
Does it look right?
Alturiac.
Okay.
Which is its official name, but its common name is the Claw of Winter, because it'll be in the middle of winter.
That's a cool name.
That's sick.
And what year is it? Just a question. Because we don't know what year it is.
We don't.
We never asked.
That's amazing. He actually has to Google it.
I'm just getting a random number generator up.
Fantasy. Oh, for fuck's sake. What if it says 1? Mind blown.
The year is 3940.
30? Fucking hell.
3940.
Oh my. So are there many other people invited to this party? Is it just us?
I mean, there were, well, in terms of the overall celebrations, hundreds of thousands of people will be flocking to the capital from all around. In terms of those personally invited by the Emperor, a couple hundred maybe up 1,000 at most. But especially as it is a 25 year, it's a big celebration.
Will Fantasy Elvis be playing? Or Elvish?
I believe
I've been sat on that one since we made that joke.
Elvis Paisley.
I believe that
Parsley.
You've heard of the musical sensation, Felvish. I hear he will be doing some shows during the time. He does live in the capital after all.
Will he
We
be doing my
need to
favourite...
get in quickly because I see he does like a good banquet.
Will he be playing my favourite song, Burning Love?
I would assume so. You can always request it.
I like that one. You ain't nothing but a hellhound.
Oh my god, I love
That is one of my
What's,
favorites.
won't you be my owl bear?
You ain't nothing but a hellhound, burning all the time. Oh my god, Robin's face.
Oh man.
I just want to get to this party. I can't deal with 2 months of this.
Wait, when is it?
In 2 months.
Oh, it's
2
in 2
months.
months in time. Okay.
Cool.
Well, what was your name again?
Please say,
It
well,
doesn't matter because he's trying
in
to...
the tongues of my people, my name is...
Well, we Kenku go by the we are named by the first word we learn to.
Oh, go on. I am scrotum.
I am ball bag.
Fuckface. That is fucking
Dick
good.
cheese.
What is it?
We are named by the first word we learn to say. So the first word we hear once we're born. My name is Dividend.
But where were you
Fuck
when you learned
me.
that word?
Was he born in the Houses of Parliament?
I mean, I was born to two royal messengers before me. It's kind of what my family and what most of my race does now.
Okay.
We're kind of suited to, passing on messages.
A sum of
fair
money
enough.
paid regularly by a company and its shareholders out to its profit.
That is the definition, yes.
Dividend. All right, Dave, you get anything else to tell us? Div.
Alright, Big D.
All right, Div. Is there anything else in this message?
No, just that.
All right. So do you get up and fly out the window now, or?
I mean, I can't fly. That's kind of racist.
That's like God's cool joke. I mean, Emperor's cool joke.
I will be. I say I can fly with magic.
Oh fuck.
But it's still kind of racist.
Wait, your flying is racist?
No, the fact that he assumed because I'm a bird I can fly.
Yeah, it's pretty racist, man.
I mean, we thought we knew you better.
If it were up to me, I'd rescind the invitation for that. But sure.
The big man wants us there, so the big man wants us there.
Anyway, I'll be off. I have other messages to deliver into the city. So goodbye. Lovely meeting you. I probably won't see you when you arrive, but if I do,
All right.
whatever.
We'll see you around, Div.
Aye.
Right, guys. Pub.
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 So, Uma, I'm your DM again.
You are.
Mm.
I don't like the way you're looking at me.
Serious eye contact.
You look
I've
like
so-
you're about to. That's the look I give him when I'm about to murder some of his family.
Oh.
Epilogues don't do well with me. Okay.
So, Uma, you've come back through the
Luckily,
mirror.
Uma has no family, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's what you think. I've been giving James some advice.
You discover suddenly you have a family. They die.
They die. The mirror falls on them, they're dead. You've come back through the mirror
I have.
and stepped back out into the Hut Palace,
Mm-hmm.
of which you remember coming back through the mirror earlier on in this campaign.
I did.
What are your plans?
Probably gonna. What we had like a relatively sneaky way into the palace,
There's a back door. It's
Yeah.
burnt down.
so I'll.
You actually went up through the bunghole.
We did go up through the bunghole.
You went through the sewers and we had a whole.
In that case, I'm gonna go out the way we came. So I'm gonna go back down the bunghole.
Okay.
I'm gonna flush myself.
You going to take the mirror with you?
Yeah.
You had a conversation about getting rid of the
Yeah,
mirror.
I'm gonna try and do something with it.
Yeah, cool. So you go up to the mirror, and as you're about to pick it up, a bunch of guns and grenades and a whole bunch of Star Wars weaponry gets chucked through it, and you just sort of lands at your feet, and you kind of huh.
Alright. I picked that up and
Good to have.
pocket it.
Goes in your big old bag.
Big old bag.
Nice.
Yeah. Some of it's probably sticking out.
I think David, we cut to the other side, and David's like, "No, the flamethrower must go."
I don't want to give it up.
If
that
it
comes
goes,
through
I
last,
go.
and I'll pick it
comes
up
through
and I'll
last.
just kind of I'll go to fire it, and it goes, and then dies.
You can hear sobbing.
A blue hand comes through and then gets dragged back out.
Slap time.
Everything's face take me with you, please.
Yeah. So you got a bunch of weaponry in your bag, and you got a mirror. What are you trying to get off world? Are you trying to...
Yeah, definitely getting off world.
Right, cool.
Now I've got all these guns and stuff. I was there when we bought all of them, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
know
there.
roughly how much they were worth.
I mean, you're gonna need money to get off world.
Is roughly the guns worth a roughly amount for?
Depends on where you're thinking of going.
I'll go to like the bazaar.
That's not what I meant. But where are you going in the galaxy? Where are you thinking of heading?
Well, Twi'leks are from Ryloth, so probably
They're from
gonna
Ryloth,
head there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Get a ride
That's
off.
so sweet.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like a
it's
home you've never
I don't.
had.
I don't really have anywhere else. So
Yeah, you have nowhere else. You got nothing.
kind of put everything back, mirror under one arm, shrug, and just kind of walk towards the toilets. But if I encounter anyone on the way, just be like heading to the toilet
With my mirror.
with my mirror.
Nice. Okay, so
I
you
like
slide
to.
down.
I just want to check my technique. Why is that weird?
How'd you get the toilet down the mirror?
How
How do you get the
mirror
toilet
down?
mirror?
Other way around.
Just put it down.
It's the pig people are big.
Or maybe it goes out through like the garbage chute.
Yeah.
Trash compactor.
Hold on,
I mean,
hold on.
it's wide. It's got girth.
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention that much. You're flushing this down a toilet.
No, I'm going because we came into the palace through the sewers.
He's Johnny Englishing it.
Yeah, so I'm getting
doing
out
a
of the palace.
reverse
The only way I know,
Gotcha.
is safe, which is
I
out through the
thought
sewers.
you were disposing of the mirror just by flushing
just
it down
gonna
the
shatter
toilet.
it
I
and
was like,
put it in a toilet. No.
Yeah. Okay. So you slide down down a toilet. Yeah.
And I'm in the
You head-
sewers. I'm just gonna head out.
Cool. And you head to you. So you
I
come.
want to
out-
head back to like the big market area where I
You
first
come out,
met
it's like-
Ibathain.
God knows how much time has passed, but you're sort of coming out. It looks like it's the middle of the day. The twin suns are over the head. There's twin suns, by the way. And like you come out
FYI.
blinking into this big like bazaar. Everything's still going on busy. You see this like Bothan like walking past in tears. There is no wedding ring where there used to be.
I look at him. I remember who he is, and I kind of just like.
Evil bastard.
You carry on, and then so you walk back into the bazaar. Are you just looking for somewhere to sell these guns?
Yeah, just like a reputable place, hopefully. Somewhere
Okay.
that's likely to give me more money than other places. So either somewhere that's very reputable or somewhere that's very disreputable.
Right, you know somewhere that's pretty much both.
Alright,
As you're walking up, a small brown cloaked creature runs out and goes,
Hello there.
right, Robin?
I would assume that you have noticed by what you said. You've noticed the number of guns.
He
I have
starts
in my
like going
pocket.
up to your bag and he's like got this little device that's going.
Perfect. You understand how much this is worth? Then? Yeah, good. We should probably go sit down somewhere to talk.
He
Perfect.
brings
yeah.
you around and he like sits you down and pours like a glass of something black.
What is this? Ah, perfect. Thank you. I'll take it and I'll take a sip.
It's obviously motor oil.
Yeah.
It's not Jawa juice. It's just motor oil.
I
He literally goes up to a droid, presses a button, and it just comes out of a droid.
I like take a fake sip, so I have it on my lips, and then I'll like wipe away and be like, "Thank you, it's very nice." Oh, yes. So, what do you think about paying me for this?
Like the amount he offers you is just about enough for like to get on a ship.
Probably going to need a little bit more than that.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Just give me an Uma D&D persuasion check.
That would be 12.
Okay, I'm thinking DC 10. So like, yeah, okay. He's like,
I think I've actually used most of these weapons myself or seen them used. They are extremely
in Joe. He's like, they're used.
refurbished, obviously.
Oh,
They were used off worlds, part of a military effort.
He says he's like, I used to know a guy who sold stuff like this. Oh, bloke.
Me too.
So he offers you enough that you're thinking like, wow, I could definitely I could get on a ship and I could get to Ryloth on this sort of stuff. Like,
perfect.
you wouldn't like if you're gonna like have somewhere to sleep on the ship, which you probably would. It's probably a couple of weeks hyperspace away. You're gonna use up all your money, but you've got enough.
Perfect. I'll be like, you have a deal, my small friend? I'll just put a hand out.
And then he shouts at like another Jawa in the background. And then Jawa comes and like drags this big bag behind it into the back.
Perfect. while we are here, would you perhaps be interested in buying this mirror? It's a magical portal to another universe.
And he shows you these stones he has, and he throws it at a wall. And you can hear that, no magic!
You met Superfane. Yes. Fair enough. I'll take it with me then.
He shakes his hand and like walks into the back. Like, fuck off.
Fair enough. I'll grab the credits, put them in a pouch, and
Nice.
head off.
Sweet.
Heading towards wherever the nearest spaceport is.
Yeah, spaceport. So, as you walk in there, you remember the fact that you were told, like, maybe you should like hide this portal in the Jabba's in the Hutt's palace.
Yeah.
Tunga the Hutt's palace. Like you walking up there and it's like crawling with not really cops because this planet's so fucking backwater. It's not really got cops, but like there's mercenaries all over the
Probably
place.
some bounty hunters.
I mean, this place is getting picked apart.
Yeah.
There's some people that are supposed to represent some sort of order here that are walking around, but to be honest, they look to be doing a little bit of looting as well. And it's honestly like to get in. I mean, this the vaults.
I wouldn't be able to leave it somewhere without.
Oh no, they're gonna find it definitely. Yeah.
Very well. In that case, I'll definitely just be like, right. Well, I can't leave it here. I'll find somewhere else to. Perhaps find somewhere else to leave this. It'll be somewhere on the way. Are there any rivers nearby? I'll go up to someone and be like, do you have any rivers nearby? Maybe a lake?
I mean, there's like a sewagey kind of river over there.
Have you ever been to Ryloth?
No.
You know of Ryloth?
I know of Ryloth.
Any rivers or lakes there?
I mean, it's mostly a desert planet.
No worries. It's just a thought. So, like sewers and stuff?
I mean, there's the sewer, like the big one that runs through the center.
Good point.
They call it, I think it's like, they call it the shits.
The shits.
Yeah.
Good point.
Because this whole town is called like, Stratford on Shits.
Fair enough. I'm new here.
That's awful. It's such a nice little British town, Joe. Stratford upon Shits.
Very well. Anywhere somebody can...
Huttington upon Shits.
Anywhere somebody can throw away trash and no one will get it.
Yeah.
The shits?
The shits.
Perfect. I will go to the shits.
No one gives a shits.
Perfect. Which way is the shits? Or do I just follow the smell?
Follow the
Perfect.
smell.
I follow the smell.
Okay, right. Roll for smell.
This is not the way I envisioned this going.
I got a 15 on the dice for smell.
Shh, Connor. Shh. It's okay.
This amazing portal I made for my story is being left in the shit.
This is my world now. Yeah. So you find like a bridge. Mm-hmm. There's like lovers stabbing each other on it, and this is a shithole place.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it's a bad place. This is the Star Wars universe.
What's this doing like a locket on a bridge? You
Oh
stab each
no,
other
not
on
like
a bridge.
sex, like actually stabbing each other.
That's what I said, but it's, people doing like those lockets on bridges.
Yeah,
It's
but they're
doing
more
that,
like-
you
Yeah.
stab each other on
They're
the
cutting
bridge.
each other and putting like blood handprints on the bridge and stuff.
nice.
That's
Oh.
nice. Yeah, weird. There's a lot of like,
look at this, like-
health posters about.
I kind of look at someone do that, and I'm just like, that Oliver boy told me about tetanus. You're probably gonna get that. But anyway, I kind of look at it. I'm assuming it's fairly big, like this mirror. It's big enough for a person to go through.
Yeah.
Just kind of hold it above my head, yeet, and just throw it into the.
You over it on a big bridge.
Yeah, just
Over
over the edge
shit.
of
over
bridge.
the edge of the bridge, right? So there's this like river below you that it's like, you know how most rivers are just sort of, they're not blue water or clear water, they're just sort of brown water. It basically looks like that, but it reeks. It's not like actually just a full-on sewer thing. It just fucking stinks because it's got so much crap in it. And then like the you throw this mirror and it just like turns end over end and then just lands with a splash in the river. And then you can kind of see it just slowly floating down the river and then like sinking down as it does.
I kind of watch it until it's out of the way and just kind of look around.
Yeah, you can't see it anymore. It's gone.
Perfect. That's sorted.
Does the shit go in the river? In the mirror? Does it flow
Has it,
through?
like, all the water?
Yeah.
I would guess not.
I mean,
We put people through it.
No, right, okay.
Maybe there has to
my
be-
ruling is that it has to be like living cells and like living creatures can
So
pass
occasionally a shitty fish will just flop through.
So it's like there's got to be intention.
through. Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
for example, in where this is being kept in the Order of the Gauntlet headquarters, every now and then a fish just flops through.
Or wherever the Pokemon people are
Yeah.
keeping theirs. Oh shit! And it's like a fucking mutated Star Wars fish as well. Like that fish from Simpsons
then-
has got
and then-
3 eyes.
And then a few days later, a bigger one comes through. And
Or
then
just
a
like-
bigger one.
There's always
and
a
then
bigger fish.
one.
There's always a bigger fish. And possibly just like one of
David just goes, well, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, I kind of throw it in, look around just to see if anybody's going after it or anything. I assume they're not, and just kind of, like the job done.
a guy walks up to you and goes, "I would throw in a mirror if I was ugly as you."
Can I kind of look at my axe on my back, look at him, like, do you want to apologize for that or what?
He leans in to kiss you.
Can I throw him into the shits
You
as well?
kind of do
Okay.
a
Yeah.
check of
He
strength.
appears in the Order of the Gauntlet
If it's a
headquarters.
strength check, that's a 23.
Okay, I'm gonna roll and see what he gets. I mean, he's not gonna get as high as that. Okay.
I'd throw him into the shits.
Okay, you throw him into the shits.
As he falls, I'm like, that was just
I
rude.
just like the idea of a fish and then a guy comes in.
It's like Deveronian or something.
Yeah, I just kind of look. I shout to him, like, that was just rude. No need.
You're totally right. Flies back.
Very well. I then clean off my hands again, look around if there's anyone around. Kind of go, anybody else? What?
Who's next?
Who's next? Nobody
No,
answered me last
there's
time.
not many. I mean, some people have been like, they don't give a shit. This sort of stuff happens all the time around here. And then over the other side of the bridge, you can see like ships landing in this really smoggy area that must obviously be where the starships are landing. You can head in that way. if
Head
you
that
want.
way. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So like after walking around a bunch of for a while, you haggle with a couple of different people. Eventually, you find a guy who's like a Nautilonian. He's got sort of like really dirty greenish sort of skin. He's obviously like really hardworking, doesn't wash
Okay,
very often.
yeah.
Obviously, doesn't go swimming very often. Shame. But he's like Kitfistu
Yeah.
sort of species, and he's like inviting people into his ship to like transport, and you've been haggling with him for a while, and sort of what sort of stuff are you going to be saying to are you going to try and get a discount?
Gonna say this is how much money I have. I would like to have some on the other end. I understand that this would normally get me there with probably no money left, but I can work. I can do things. I'm a pretty handy kind of guy.
I mean, we normally ask for a little bit more than what you're offering, but yeah, okay, yeah, you clean up a couple of the other cabins.
Maybe fly a bit.
No, we got pilots. We're good. We're good.
Could I maybe meet them?
I mean, what's your normal job?
Translator.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of people on this ship. If you're willing to translate for us,
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, you do that.
I speak most languages apart from Java.
Yeah,
I just kind of make that up as I go along.
Oh, nice, sweet. Good thing you never got a haggle with one. That's good. Nice.
I just assume I know what they're saying.
Motherfucker. And you just, you have this like conversation with him, and he's just like, so where you headed again? It's
Durailoth.
okay, yeah.
Headed home, I guess.
We're picking some people up on Ryloth. Totally legal. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Of course. something Empire, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It'll be a couple of weeks until we're there, but yeah, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And at that point, he takes like half of your credits. You probably make the deal at like half now, half when you get there. There's some really dodgy people around there. It seems to be like the thing people are doing. So he takes like half your credits off you, and then you get given this like really cramped sort of. It's kind of like this bay. There's just about enough room for you, 1.5 widths of you to walk in, and then there's like 4 sort of beds in it. At the moment, there's only like one other guy in there, and he's like sleeping.
Can I sit down? Is he top or bottom bunk?
He's like on the top left bunk.
Cool. I sit down on the bottom right bunk.
Okay.
And I kind of sit on it and like pat it and like, a real bed. Huh.
Yeah.
Never had a real bed
nice.
before. Just kind of lie down and be like, it's actually not that comfy. I'd be fine.
So so 2 weeks pass. You translate a little bit on the ship. It's mostly just really benign stuff, just trying to people talking about food, asking where they're going, like specifically things about when they're going to land at certain places or like delays that they're having. You like break up a couple of fights after you've been told to because you were actually inciting them.
Yeah, sure,
You mistranslate a few people.
Kind of thing where like he's telling me to tell someone else something and I say it wrong on purpose.
Yeah, he's just like, he says it wasn't even my like I didn't take yours, I took mine. It's like we have a similar toothbrush, and he's just like, he just told you that your mum is obviously ugly. Mm-hmm. That sort of shit. But at the end of like 2 weeks, you make it to Ryloth.
Cool.
You land in actually it's a lot less busy this spaceport, so it's a lot less smog-ridden and nasty. But you make your way out, and Ryloth's got a bit of an Imperial presence. Mm-hmm. So you notice like the odd stormtrooper walking around, and they're covered in dust, and it looks like the sort of stormtrooper who's been abandoned by the Empire. Like these are the posts where people get sent because of punishments and this sort of shit. So there's really not a huge amount like to worry about, but it's obvious that there's a more strict sort of system in place than on the planet you're used to.
Okay.
Particularly with the Twi'leks, there are other species wandering around, like a little bit, but there are you can see that there are Twi'leks in chains, and people seem to be, especially in this spaceport area, seem to be particularly aggressive and questioning of you.
Okay.
You leave and go into the sort of more town area, and this is the point where you start to see there's more Twi'leks. There's less of them sort of bound up in chains, but you see some of them being caught, like picked on and taken away by other people, and you don't really know what's going on.
Okay.
You're aware that, as yourself, you've grown up in slavery, but you're aware that there's a lot of slavery like in Ryloth, but you've never seen it before and didn't realize quite how institutionalized it is here. But you were also surprised by actually how many free Twi'leks there are wandering around. It seems to be that people sort of turn up and like take people, and then bugger off. But then there are like there's like a Twi'lek society still living.
Okay.
First time on Ryloth. What do you want to do?
Every time a stormtrooper walks by, I kind of like tip my fake hanger officer. Mm-hmm. And then after a while, I realize
move along.
Okay, sure. And then I will go to sort of like a group of Twi'leks that seem to be free Twi'leks. Be like, hello, my fellow Twi'leks.
So you go. You see, this is not like you go up to this group of Twi'leks, and it's not the first group of Twi'leks you've gone up to, and you get sort of a similar reaction to you've had like a bunch of times now. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they can recognize that you're not from here. Maybe your accent is off, or maybe your accent's definitely off. But maybe, like something about you obviously means that you don't fit in. Mm-hmm. Like weirdly, you've obviously lived an indoor life. Mm-hmm. You lived a pretty rough life, but even they can tell that you've not been out in the desert like they do pretty much all the time. They all look sort of a bit battered and windblown and all this sort of stuff. So you somehow they can tell that you don't belong here. And you keep getting this sort of like reaction from the people that you're going up to, that they just don't want anything to do with you. Mm-hmm. But this group is even more aggressive than that, and they like grab two of them, one of them sort of like talking to you, and it's like, what do you want, like stranger?
I just wanted some sort of directions to maybe somewhere I can stay.
Yeah, why would we give any help to an off-worlder like you?
I don't know, maybe you could be a nice person, although you don't smell nice.
He looks at you, smiles, and then everything goes black for you. A bag is pushed onto your head, and three guys grab you. You're struggling, but these guys are, they're almost like as strong as you are. They obviously lived hard lives as well. Mm-hmm. And you get sort of like dragged for a while, and then after a while you just sort of realize they're not really doing anything to you. You just sort of go with the flow and just let them drag you, and you hear the startup of what seems to be like a really shitty speeder or something, like some sort of more car-based one than the bikes sort of stuff. And you after about half an hour on this thing, you're sort of asking questions, but every so often you get hit in the head, and you're just like, oh, I just fought a fucking dragon, man. Like there's nothing.
Just be kind of like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Can I just be like, where are we going? And then they're like, shut up.
Shut up.
Hit me. I'm like, are we there yet?
No, like a couple of them, you can hear two of them be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's what the fuck? I keep hitting him and he just keeps like
I mean,
he's laughing.
one of the times they hit me is like, you can hit me properly. I can take it.
Yeah. But you, after like half an hour, you hear that it's obvious you come to a stop. They drag you out of this speeder thing, and then like throw you forwards, and you can like pull the bag off your head, and you're in this like weird little camp area that's sort of obviously been made out of makeshift like trash and bits of broken ship, and it's obvious that somebody has been living out here. There's like an outcropping of sort of rock, and underneath it is a whole bunch of like stuff. Somebody's made like a makeshift hut that they've been living in. You can tell that whoever it is has not been here for maybe more than a week.
I want to turn to the leader and be like, is this your mum's house?
You motherfucker. And he like runs up and like swings at you, like shouting, this is where like scum like you belong. And you can tell around you the whole area is darker.
Okay.
It's almost like it's either really late evening or maybe even nighttime. But there's a slight hue, because you know it was daytime like literally like half an hour ago, but now it's like dark.
Yeah.
And this guy swings at you and you like sort of like dance around him a little bit, like this guy
I want to like duck underneath it and just like kidney punch him, or like Twi'lek kidney punch him.
Yeah, because this guy's lived a hard life, but you've been in a Hutt's palace being pitted against people and bounty hunters and mercenary your whole life, and you're not won a lot of those fights, but you've learnt a lot, and you've just fought a dragon. And so this guy, you're dancing around this guy and like kicking the crap at him. And the other ones sort of come in, and then during all of this, you barely even notice the wind pick up as another ship lands near you. And then suddenly there's this flash of yellow and a vroom vroom, and the leader before you, like his head just drops to the floor. There's sort of 4 other ones, and 3 of them get cut up. Two of them get hit by blaster bolts, and the last one runs off into the darkness, and you just disappears. And then stood before you, illuminated by this yellow light, is a tall Syrian man with a robotic hand that looks like it's been made out of trash. And he looks down at you, and beside him is this shorter human female who's wearing really quite impressive blue body armor, and she's got blue in her hair, and she just offers a hand down to you.
Hello there, I'm Uma.
My name's Lina.
Yeah. My name's Tokrin. Welcome to my home. So, it's a whole year later from the events of this cross-dimensional debacle that has happened, where you fought a dragon and all sorts, just all that shit.
That'd be
that
a good
went
campaign name. Cross-dimensional debacle.
Damn it. And we are currently in the Richmond family residence in the Mistwar region.
Nice.
And everyone's rushing around this house, and Oliver, you're in your room in front of a mirror, and you're just finishing doing up a bow tie. And you I
think I know what's happening.
And you hear from another room someone going, seeing your sister going, Dad, I don't have any necklaces. I see people with necklaces. Can I? You know how Mum's got that collection of necklaces. Can I have one for today? It's a special day. And your dad, you sort of hear your dad sort of say, I mean, I've not even looked at that in years.
I put my head in. Yes, of course you can.
And he's like, yeah, I mean, do you want to come get it with me?
Sure, why not?
And you can,
of course.
And when you say, of course, he sort of looks at you and smiles, a sort of like, that hit me type of smile.
The sort of, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's like that. You know that this is difficult. And you walk into his room, with the bed that was sometimes shared by your mum as well. And they go into the
Oh,
the
wait, she's
bedside
dead.
corner.
Shit, forgot about that. Henry forgot about that. Yeah.
Crucial plot point.
Oh, that's crucial. Yeah.
And she go. Your dad goes into this the bedside cabinet on the other side of the bed that has been empty for years now, and opens up this drawer, and there's just a collection of things that just have not been touched ever since. And in it is this little chest, and he sort of hesitates when he's going to pick it up, and you might go and like put a hand on his shoulder.
I put a hand on his shoulder, like, look, it's fine. I'll do it.
And it's like, no, it's fine. And he picks up this chest and opens it, and sort of like opens it in front of Marcella, and she sort of looks through and goes, I remember Mummy wearing this one, and picks out this necklace. And what does it look like?
Oh, she's so cute.
I'm not I didn't expect this to be a really big thing in the epilogue.
It'll be it's the first gym badge from the Carlos region made into a necklace. It was Dad's gym badge, and then when he won the league, made it into a necklace to give to her. And
Nice.
and there's 7 other necklaces in there.
Yeah.
Sap.
And she's like, this one's really shiny. I really like this one. And but like
She's 7.
and she puts it on over the rest of her clothes that she's got into her sort of formal wear.
And it doesn't match.
And maybe it doesn't match, but
She's 7.
Clark
She's
just looks at her
fucking
and
cute.
Exactly.
just like sniggers a little bit, and at that moment you start to hear a from outside, and Marcella's like, oh, the helicuba's here, the helicuba's here.
I knew that was what it was going to be.
And then
So
your dad just sort of, holds out his arms and sort of brings both of you in for a hug before going out.
I give him a man pat on the back.
And then he just looks at the two of you individually and just says, I'm so proud of you guys. And then we cut to another scene. And Kyle, you're standing in a kind of dark room.
Hello. You have no one.
It's got bars.
You're standing alone in a dark room. It's padded in a straitjacket.
I was gonna say, you've got a straitjacket. I had to kill them. They were orcs.
No, you're standing in this room.
Government came and took my baby.
I did for a contest. Isn't it?
Still just going, welcome back to Kyle's show. Give them the boot.
Just give them the boot written on all the walls in various
Feces.
fluids. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And you sort of come back into this. You've been in a little bit of a daydream, and Stephen's standing beside you, and he's going, Kyle. And
Yeah, Stephen.
do you think it's enough?
What?
It's like
Well, what's enough?
we'll go over it again one last time. So the portal, remember the portal?
I remember the portal.
You know so much more about this portal than I do.
Yeah, we went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've put it away. It's
Yeah.
in there, and we've set up all of those traps
Yeah.
so that nobody can get in and get access to it.
Why is he
Where
telling Kyle this?
Where did we put it again?
We put it through those doors, and there's the traps that we've set up. Do you think they're enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
you
think-
you tell me what are these traps? Because you set half of these up. What are they?
Why is he in this, Kyle?
Because it's Pokemon, there's at least 6 pitfall traps, right?
There's a lot of pitfall traps. There's one of those. Well, I put down a bunch of those squares that make you spin.
Fuck me. Oh my god, that's so good.
One of those ice mazes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's a bunch of those weird teleportation circles. They always take you back outside.
That's so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
And then I put some of those
Snorlax.
I put a Snorlax in there. I hope they don't know strength, because there's some boulders. And then what I did was I grew some bushes, but they're going to take a couple of years to come in, Stephen. So you're going to have to keep people out for a couple of years for those bushes to really come in. Also, I made it really dark. It's really dark in there.
Okay.
And then wait for it, Stephen. Don't interrupt me. You're ruining my vein of thought. And then
Fuck you all.
and then fuck, I had another really good joke. It's gone. Where is it? Give me a second.
Is it a Sudowoodo?
Oh, and then I put in. Yeah, I just put in some of those doors that you got to walk around certain ways to flip open and stuff. And then I hope you don't mind, because it felt really difficult to get in, and I'm pretty sure the last little bits are impossible. So there's no way anyone's going to get to the mirror. But I feel bad if they've worked really hard to get through like the first 6 levels. So I took your master ball and I just left it in there. So sorry, but I just had to give them something, you know.
Man down.
But don't worry, I left it next to a bunch of Volt Orbs and electrodes.
And Stephen just kind of puts his arm on puts his hand on your shoulder, and it's like,
It's impenetrable.
it's like, Kyle.
It would take a 10-year-old to get through that.
He's just like, Kyle.
I once heard this guy say, "Give me 10 good guys, and I'll impregnate the bitch."
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Kyle, Stephen.
What's happened to his voice?
No.
He's shell shocked.
He's got young again.
Is this real, or is this all in Kyle's head?
He spends too much time with Craig.
Stephen just puts his hand on your shoulder and is just like, Kyle, never change. Stephen, after saying that, he sort of takes a step backwards and sort of looks you up and down properly for the first time, and then looks himself up and down at the suit he's wearing.
What? Do you think it'd be weird if I wear white?
So from this, we zoom back out of this discussion between Stephen and Kyle, and we see a helicopter coming to land at Trainer City Academy to pick up both Stephen and Kyle, and we continue to zoom out, and we go across the sea. We see many Gyarados on the way and swimmers.
Just people out in the middle of the ocean. We don't know how we got here.
But I keep going in circles. There's no way out.
And then we continue on to a place that hasn't been, that is not particularly familiar for many of the people that are coming here. But we come to Cinnabar Island, and the large volcano that sort of sits on the island, and we come to sort of the bottom of it, where a cave has sort of been, carved out either by, the land's geological past, or in more recent times. And we zoom through a whole, rows, maybe 3 or 4 rows of people dressed in their finery, and by this point, we've time zoomed as well again. So Kyle and Oliver and family are all there, and at the very front of this group of people, looking back over familiar faces: Stephen, Red, Xavier, Old Man Jack, I presume has an invitation.
Of course.
Some of the gym leaders from the Mistral region, and some locals from Cinnabar Island. And looking over all of these people stands Byron. You can put your hand in.
Is my Arcanine family there?
Can you just shut up?
Okay.
I was going to ask, is Sky here?
So Sky is here, yes. And
Is she a
Oliver-
bridesmaid? 'Cause
Everybody
he could
knows.
tap that.
Everybody knows you meet people at weddings. That's what the office has taught me.
Me and Ollie weren't invited. We just were crashing the wedding.
Oh fuck, wedding crashers.
And,
Like the movie.
Looking back over all these people, as I said, is Byron. And Byron is standing there, and he's wearing Harris's cloak from the one that he came back, his Hattie cloak that he was left behind when he took the form of Tiberius. And Byron has decided, as a sort of final tribute to a great man, he's gonna wear this at the special occasion.
That's nice.
Oh, it's tasteful.
And up at the front is Blaine, and he's standing there. He's sort of looking over some notes and stuff. Because I've never officiated one of these events before.
that's pretty
I assumed it was going to be Professor Older.
Hello, we are gathered here today to bring in holy matrimony this bitch and Nat.
That's so good.
Not too late to change your mind. I'm still single.
And ready
Jesus.
to mingle.
Has anyone ever seen Three Men and a Little Lady? The end where they have the fuck me, is it just me? That's exactly what it's like.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And at this point, you sort of hear Blaine at the front, clear as throat, and there's some. They've hired some Jigglypuff in the corner who are starting to sort of sing a little song as people stand up and turn around.
Nat just walks down the aisle and collapses the slide.
Just like 1 step, 2 step, plank on the floor.
And then down this corridor, Nat, on the back of Daddy Arcanine.
Darkanine.
Darkanine.
So
Contrast
either
beautifully
on the back of or standing beside, whichever you prefer. And
He's giving her away.
I mean, I think riding.
I like to imagine that's Kyle's very loud reaction. Like, in the middle of the wedding, you hear the Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff, and then you just hear Kyle very loudly, it's giving her away. I promised I wouldn't cry.
I've walked beside him. I feel like riding is a bit a bit over the top, and I
then-
might not
Which is
get
very
down.
Nat.
and then behind
Fall off.
behind them, behind you two are the Mummy Arcanine and three other Arcanines now. The other two brothers of Indy have evolved, and they're all walking down the aisle.
Is Indy like biting her train and like carrying it down?
Yes, absolutely.
You need to go quick because it is slowly catching
It's so
fire.
so.
Yeah, he's mega evolved. He wanted to look his best, so he's mega evolved.
That's so fucking good.
Indy's holding that, and the other two are flowing burning flowers into the crowd.
Yeah. What's Nat wearing? Leather jacket. I don't know what is Nat wearing.
It's a white leather dress, innit? It fucking rocks.
Combat boots. No. I don't know.
The dress from Hunger Games that's on fire.
Oh, that's pretty
A
cool.
white dress that's on fire is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Is that possible? That was
It's gonna
It's
be weird for
Pokemon.
Byron, like, what do I
It's
do?
not real fire.
And then you just turn to his Blaine, hurry the fuck up.
like 30 seconds and I'm going to be naked.
Burning up here. 30 seconds I'm going to be ready for my wedding night.
I don't know. It's like probably like a dress, but yeah.
Is it kind of like uncomfortably put together, and it's very Nat in that like it's not super fancy, and it's kind of like, this is an effort. type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
She's never wore a dress before, so she doesn't really know
It's
what's
nice.
going on.
It's one of her other dresses that she just put in bleach for a long while until it turned completely white.
Just turned to Ollie and I had like
Yeah.
tears on my from the snot coming from my eyes. She's beautiful.
Oh my
It's
god.
like Kyle's never had emotion before his dad was void of it.
It would be like the bouquet would be sort of like flamey colours, so like yellow, orange, and reds, and then like I know people have to put like flowers through their hair and weddings and stuff. So I reckon she'd do that. She's pretty long hair. She'd like braid her hair with like
With all the
shit.
gym badges from the Mistral region. Braided into your hair.
face, Robin, is like,
I don't know.
No, I'm wearing them. I'm wearing my wee bracelet, but like
Sweet.
braided like longish hair and stuff, and yeah,
Noise.
that's not going to be very descriptive because this is really weird.
Can there be
Hot.
Can there be magnemites everywhere with cameras like magnetized onto them?
why?
Because they're the photographers.
And a bunch of shoulda woulda with like flowers.
So you reach the front where this altar is, and so Blaine sort of clears his throat at the front. Goes, hope not for trouble, and make your love double, to protect this world from devastation, to unite this couple within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend their reach to the stars above. Byron, Nat, team members together through the longest night.
He's taking your name.
From now on, in marriage, are you ready to fight? And Byron says, Nat, I choose you.
You know what you have to say? You have to say Byron, that's right, to finish the song.
I mean, I knew I shouldn't have invited you. Should have just.
I like to imagine that the reaction that Robin is having in real life is the reaction that Nat has in the Pokemon world, and then as he finishes, Blaine looks over towards Oliver and Kyle and gives us a wink, and we're like, yeah.
A guy in a Team Rocket outfit just walks up the aisle, hands him an envelope, and goes, "You've been served."
Our song.
Oh fuck!
This is where she says no.
Well done, Connor. Well
I told
done.
you I had something.
You had something.
Very
Oh,
well played.
Jesus.
Are we going to have a response from Nat, or are we going to do the usual zoom away before she manages to say anything?
It's like, it just sort of. Did I know that was what was going to be said?
It's up
Do
to
you
Is
know?
that-
Do we know it's a thing?
Is that traditional Pokemon voice, or am I kind of just eyeing behind me, sort of trying to see if anyone's laughing?
You look at us and we're like,
Yeah, at that point, Kyle like stuffs like the other 10 drafts further into his pocket.
all misspelt.
Oh, he's trying.
Learning to write now.
And he brings out a case with and he opens it up. There's a ring in it that is silver the whole way round, but has a firestone, like a fragment of a firestone emblazoned into it. And when he says, "I choose you," he offers it to you.
Yeah, I guess it's say like.
Yeah, I guess.
Why not?
That's more me like verbalizing my internal thoughts.
Okay.
I take the ring off Byron. I put it on my finger. I'm like, okay, that's that bit done. I go to Indy, who's my ring bearer, and he's got a wee like necklace on him that's carrying a wee pouch, and he's sitting there, he's looking all proud, and he's all like, "I have brushed my fur for this day." He
And
looks.
it's on fire.
he is on fire. He's on freak. He's lit.
Point.
I pick the box off, open the box, and the ring is like silver and blue. It's like a Dratini sort of like coming full circle, like the it's like infinity.
The Ouroboros, yeah.
Yeah.
The snake that's eating its own tail.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
kind of like that. And then
Because you'll be with him forever.
There you go.
And yeah, Byron puts his finger out and gets gives you the finger. No,
Puts his
gives
finger
the-
out. He says, pull my finger.
And yeah,
And then the volcano erupts.
and
And I sort of mumble like, "No, I choose you too."
oh, it's so Nat.
Very good.
Don't make me say it in front of people.
Everyone's looking.
And then Blaine sort of looks down at you, a sort of twinkle in his eye and a little tear, and says, I pronounce you man and wife. And then from there, as you snog each other's faces off, we zoom back out through the crowd as everyone stands up and cheers, and we zoom out of this cave, back out over Cinnabar Island, back out over the Kanto region, and we see that the seas sort of expand. You see the Mistua region with, Tenebrae Mountain and Lux Mountain, and we continue to zoom out until this Pokemon world just falls into a little sparkle, and we leave our Pokemon heroes to live the rest of their lives happily ever after.
And now, the Pokemon rap. Welcome to the Indie Bit.
Oh, I.
The end. Goodbye.
We're not doing a middle bit, which you've probably realised now because you're like 3/4 of the way through the episode and we haven't done it. Mind you, I'm pretty sure we have some very, very late middle bits in some episodes.
But you haven't reached that bit when you go, right, okay, how much do I have to skip of that? Like, how long is it going to be to then skip it? So that I can actually go back to the episode and not listen to them talk about just random shit.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I was on the bus yesterday.
Really? Tell me what kind of bus?
I wouldn't ride the bus.
So,
Robin, I'm drinking up your fucking nose.
You're on the bus.
So this is the Indie Bit, and this is the last thing you will hear from Let's Try Roleplay.
Ever.
For the
We're
rest
done.
of your life.
Fine.
We've
Drop the
quit.
mic.
Shut it
Man,
down.
we can't resolve our differences. We hate each other. We had to record this in separate rooms.
It's been a
I don't
business
know what
decision.
those fuckers are
We just got
saying.
bought by Disney.
Yeah. Been bought by Disney so that we'd stop infringing on their copyrights. And they fired all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Fox. They couldn't win, so they just bought Fox.
They couldn't
So-
handle us.
Yeah.
Next week, gonna have a new cast. I'm being played by Robert Downey Jr.
And all
Connor's being played by Robert Downey Jr. James is being played by Robert Downey Jr.
Robin's been played by
All of
Eddie
our-
Redmayne.
of
Yeah.
our
Which
all
was
of
the
our
least
episodes will be
surprising
on
casting,
Disney
to be
Plus.
honest.
All of our episodes will be on Disney Plus.
Not Netflix.
What the fuck are we talking about? We're going to get sued for this.
We've been bought by Disney.
Yeah. But really, no, we've not.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, you want to clarify that one more time?
But really, we've not. Everything that you've listened to, from the very first episode of For Omsford to the very last episode of The Long Night, we are calling Let's Try Roleplay Phase 1.
Phase
Totally
1.
not copying
Which,
Marvel.
not gonna lie, I found out when we started recording this.
We've
The
talked about this
first time,
before.
I
We
don't-
definitely
We've definitely
have.
talked about this
no
before.
recollection.
We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, Henry didn't know the name of the podcast
I thought
as
these
well.
were so we could
Yeah.
hear each other.
Oh, also, this is take 2. So in the last take, it got real boring because I tried to tell a story that wasn't very funny. But basically, I forgot. I forgot the name of the podcast. That's the gist of like the 5-minute story I tried to tell.
It's even less funny when you just give the punchline. It's like, hey, Henry, guess what?
What?
Let's get to the other side.
Not. Your mom!
I don't think that's wow.
You
Huh.
didn't say we have a not.
Who's there?
KGB.
KGB who?
We will ask the questions!
And that's from
Robin
the
is
Office,
also
so-
ill.
I'm also ill, so I apologise for coughing, or my voice just sounded very, really weird at the
I'd also like
moment.
to point out James actually slapped me.
It was a really like
It's a hostile work
really
environment.
horrible
Thanks.
angle to get the angle on.
But anyways, this would be more concise. So yeah, end of phase 1. Phase 1 with For Omsford that ended with The Long Night and all the bits and bobs in between. Long Night, including...
Sounds so ill.
including
And then we did the
D&D.
thing and it was really
So the Long Night
good.
crossover campaign was included sort of like our main characters that we could suppose you could term them. So include our D&D characters, our characters from Star Wars, and our characters from Pokemon, Catch 'em All.
It's unfortunately we never
TM.
caught them all.
We never caught them all.
We caught,
Yeah, he caught all
So, yeah.
3 each.
And so
Nine.
now
There are only 3 Pokemon, guys.
we're gonna move on to phase 2, and we'll likely revisit some of those characters again, and maybe
Likely.
have new ones as well.
Well, some of them we're definitely not revisiting. Ibethane, gone.
he died.
He died.
He died of syphilis.
When they went back through the
Portal, they've already
Portal.
played a bit
Ripped
after
to
that.
shreds. It was actually a
Ibethane wasn't
shredder.
there.
Yeah. So we did Foromsford, which was a great time. The Foromsford story is returning, or the D&D character story is returning. And that will be the next thing you listen to.
Cool.
Do I need to edit Ibethane out of it now?
Yeah. Oh, he was never there the whole time.
I don't.
Sorry, it's been a
Alright, well,
We've done reshoots.
yeah, we're having to do reshoots.
big Walt Disney himself decided he just didn't like the character.
We've CGI'd Ibethane out. Replaced him with a mustache.
they had a whole load of just like mustache shots.
No. Can we have? I still have a Dragonborn, but it's not Ibethane, but it's Ibethane with a mustache instead. a really badly.
And his name's Henry Cavill.
A really badly CGI mustache. You could have just used a prop,
Then
but
sometimes
no.
he walks off screen and his mustache stays in the same place.
It's actually just drawn on every TV.
So next week you'll be listening to D&D Season 2, which we named about 10 minutes ago. What's it called?
I don't remember.
The Great capital big not right.
Great.
Start that again.
Okay.
Great.
The great O, capital O, bake O,
The-
O,
Great Capital Bake Off.
O.
It's going to be called The Great Capital Bake Off.
I just said
I
that.
know, but then you went the and then James went oh at the end.
You
Oh.
ruined
It's
it.
going to be called The Great Capital Bake Off. Oh.
It's not. It's called the Great Capital Bake Off. The Great Capital Bake Off. The Great Capital Bake
Sponsored
Off.
by Channel
3
4.
times.
Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be scrolling across people's screen for a long time.
Great Capital Bake Off. TM.
Yeah, so it's gonna. I mean, it won't make sense for a while.
Genuine question: have we trademarked anything?
Likely not.
I don't know how it
No.
works, so no.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
I know that it's something to do with drawing. When you put it on the internet, it kind of becomes yours. I don't know. No.
We need
Does
to
it though, or
protect
does
our
it
intellectual
become-
property.
Yeah.
Makes it sound
I've never considered anything about our podcast intellectual before.
It makes
All
it sound so
property.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Someone steals our ideas, goes to court, and they're like, "Yes, we believe he stole. We believe this man stole our intellectual property." And the
And
judge
I'm
just
like,
looks at
wait
us
a
like,
second,
"Not
that's my
intellect."
laptop. You fuck.
LTRP. Prime real estate right there.
No, exactly.
It's free real estate.
It's actually...
Fuck off. You and that fucking me. My brother does that all the time.
Is it free? Is it real? It's what? Prime real estate. Is it not free?
There's a meme
No, it's
of a
meme.
guy
It's like
turns
that
to the
weird-
camera
weird
and
advert.
goes, "It's free real estate."
That's what I was trying to say, but I messed it up.
No, you're right. Prime real estate
Prime
is
real
the
est-
actual human being version.
Oh,
But
is
there was
it?
this guy on a weird advert who went, "It's all free real estate." Right. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Phase 2. What have we got coming up? We've just mentioned the boys are back in town.
Phase 2
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Phase 2 Electric Boogaloo's good, right? Okay, and then
Phase 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That's really unsettling.
but then also there's coming back Star Wars season 2.
The Wars in the Stars.
We're recording it now.
Attack
Spoilers.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
And then there's
Sprocket 72, maybe.
maybe
Yeah.
Heist Boogaloo.
Heist Boogaloo. I'm very sorry to say, I think we've kind of made it clear, but
We're never playing PTU again.
Pokemon is done.
It's dead.
And as emotional as it is to say goodbye to those characters, I think we'll never do another full season of Pokemon.
no,
Fuck knows, they might crop up at some point.
not
but
unless
at the
Nintendo
moment,
sponsor us.
yeah. But at the moment we have
we
no
will take.
plan. But we have told some fucking story with the Pokemon characters.
Yes, the
It's
longest
been
story some say,
Yeah. And
Ever.
yeah.
and some say the Stig. I don't know.
Yeah, we told a story of 3 very flawed characters who
With
took over
very
the world.
varying voices.
Change throughout episodes,
Each
really.
with 3 Pokemon, but one boy only used 1.
One boy only used 2 and never
story of-
named the third.
The story of the favourite child.
Story of questionable fashion choices
And
Well, I take
child
offence to that.
torture.
and child trauma as well.
Well, no,
actually.
it's questionable fashion choices, but the question is, where did he get that amazing fashion?
Do you know in Pokemon Go now you can actually get like kimonos?
Oh,
They've
Really?
been listening to our podcast.
is that a case of stolen IP?
I think I can make Kyle on Pokemon Go now.
That's fantastic.
I've already got him with my character's got 3D glasses on and
Oh,
everything.
no way. But yes, what that does mean about Pokemon being finished is that my next campaign will be something brand new and exciting. New characters, new story, new worlds, new game system.
Just a bunch of stuff,
Just
really.
a bunch of
it's all
new
new,
shit. and
brand
it's
new.
all just a little bit overwhelming for my little brain.
Overwhelming.
I did say that.
I had a brief read through while I was supposed to be at work. I was bored and read through the rulebook for the thing we're doing. So I think I actually understand it now.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Should we give away anything?
No,
Say what games.
Should we see what game system it is?
we're doing. It's powered by the apocalypse, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we are using the Apocalypse World
Yeah,
game
which is,
engine.
by the way, fucking wild. It's like, oh my god, some of the stuff in it is like, who the fuck came up with this?
It is
It's fantastic.
so fucking.
It's bonkers.
It's super like sexually charged.
yeah.
The
Oh,
rule
it's Mad
book.
Max. Good. Okay. Cool.
It's like, but like the rule book. Is
No.
like I read the rule book at work, and I was just like, I feel like I shouldn't. There are
There's-
children nearby.
There's
like,
literally rules. There, you have stats and things happen in like whole chapters in this book about when you have sex with other characters. And there is a chapter called Advanced Fuckery.
it's bonkers. It's wow.
Can I ask?
Everything,
Also, on a personal level, why have you chosen this?
because everything outside
What?
of that, pretty good.
Yeah,
Actually
there's
pretty
literally
good.
pictures in this book with just tits.
Is
Yeah.
one class is GIMP.
Look, you're not far off.
Just
Jen,
some
you
of the
can-
pictures in there.
I did have a
whips.
I did have a think of like, you can make some fucked characters in this.
He's wearing leather armor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he calls it.
We've
anyway.
made that joke
Yeah.
before.
Have we?
I literally just re-listened to the episode of For Ohmsford where Henry said that he needs to BDSM proof every campaign he ever
I
makes
do.
now.
Years ago, did we record for Omsford?
Three.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
It was
fuck
in-
me.
Yeah, it was in
I haven't got advanced fuckery yet, I can't.
2017. Yeah.
But yeah, we will be playing the Apocalypse World game engine, which means that we're going to be playing a game in a world after an apocalypse.
Probably.
And that's as much as we're giving away at the moment, but there is some seriously spicy
it's-
stuff going on.
I look. I don't know if it's happening. If it is, it'll be fantastic. I live with Connor, and he's been making this up, and I've requested numerous times that the apocalypse be Brexit. Like, look, it's gonna happen. I just want it.
Well, the thing is, just who knows what the apocalypse was?
Bring me all
Until
of the
you
water.
find out what it was. Could have been Brexit.
Could have been Brexit.
Might even happen around
Even
the same
after,
time as
even
Brexit.
after we
Who
find
knows?
out what it was Brexit.
Exactly. So that's happening. Star Wars is happening. D&D Season 2 is happening next week.
Shit.
And we're going to do some other shit in there.
Yeah.
I've got some things.
Some little one-shotty things.
Yeah.
Who knows? Robin might even treat us to a bit of her DMing.
Would you? No.
Have we said the name?
That was meant to be a whip. That didn't
Have we
sound
named
like
it? Yeah,
a
it's called, we can put out the name. Advanced Fuckery.
whip.
Electric Boogaloo.
The Let's Try Roleplay podcast, not Let's Try Roleplay. It's different.
Have we-
Fun plug.
Have we said the name?
We haven't said the name, but
Of what we're thinking it'll be.
yeah, but shall
I
we
specifically
keep...
edited the name out of something recently because we were like, that'll definitely be out by now. And I was just like, no, we didn't.
No.
Not even recorded yet. Let's keep that under wraps for now.
Cool.
Let's keep that under wraps. But we've got some plans. We've got some fucking plans.
You can
This-
unwrap that at Christmas.
in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of stuff coming out. Thank you so much for listening to Phase 1. It has been an absolute bomb. We're so happy.
that people actually listen to our fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks,
it's seriously good. I had a look at our statistics again recently. And
Are they
it's
better
not-
than when I used to look at
It's
them?
not just our mum.
Is it not?
It's not just our mum.
Wow.
We've got a lot more mums than we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, we're doing. Thank you. We're doing good.
Yeah.
It's all going well.
We're super pleased.
Yeah, it's really good.
Shall we see these guys in phase 2?
No,
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe.
because we don't see anyone. It's an audio medium. Goodbye.
We don't even see each other. Like we're just.
Yeah, we are all in separate rooms with headphones on.
Yeah.
Creative differences.
I know. Like it's in the contract. Can't fucking get out of it. It's really annoying.
Shall we say goodbye?
Sweet Jesus.
Shall we roll credits?
Can we actually do
God
audio?
damn it! Yes.
Can we
Robin, I was trying to do the same thing.
can we genuinely do audio credits?
Oh, God, it's
Just like
Directed by.
directed by kind of a mix.
By whoever was the DM. Edited by...
James and Gary. No.
James
Gary.
and Connor
You
and
guys know about Gary?
He's in the
Back
closet.
in the closet.
Pidgey. Oh, cute.
good one.
Yeah, we're not for animal cruelty here. I just want to make
Mixed
that
by...
Orion.
Kind of mostly James and Connor.
clear. James and Connor.
Artwork by...
James.
And Art and Insanity.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She did some really cool. What's the Inktober thing? She did some cool Inktober things.
What's the Inktober thing? Inktober.
Yeah. That one.
We got anyone else to credit?
Oh.
Special thanks
Big Daddy.
to Thick Daddy for just being a long-term supporting influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get the?
Did he what?
Yeah, are we sending him that T-shirt?
Yeah, he's getting a t-shirt.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
he's
If you want a
t-shirt.
t-shirt,
Look at
you've just got to...
some Instagram.
Ask
Mother.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like what? It's been like 2 years we've been speaking to
Hey,
Thick Daddy.
right.
It's a
If
commitment. You need to get in there. You need to really fucking drive this podcast
If
forward,
Yeah.
you
and then
become a
eventually we'll
person
consider
that we
you.
talk about behind the scenes regularly,
Yeah.
then you get to have a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to be committed. It's only
You need to be committed to listen to this podcast.
What?
Padded
That
size
just
and shit.
because that sounded very
section.
look because they can't see you, James. That sounded very bad. James was
You know what? All of
James
you,
James
fuck yourself.
I
James
meant
put-
committed, as in like committed to someone. Like you commit to like your boyfriend
No.
or your girlfriend.
Wait,
like,
is that what you're supposed to do?
Padded cell and
I've
pills
never
in
known
your
that
bum.
feeling. Robin is now staring at me.
What did you say?
Well, we will see you back in phase 2,
Are you fucking kidding
where
me?
I am single.
Goodbye.